Yo, what up? It is the 20th of November 2024. It is currently 10:47 p.m. on a Wednesday. And we have mail. Who do we have mail from? Oh, from Bree, don't we? Yes, because she moved out. I'm moving and it's sad, but the important thing is it's all about me, because I'm moving and it's sad. Oh, well, we didn't, didn't have the strongest connection with Bree, but we did get a picture, which, is always nice. And now we have this letter to remember her by as well. So, I'm going to drop this here. Yesterday, I talked a bit about how I wasn't feeling the best. Not like, I wasn't like ill. Or even like poorly, really. I was mostly just like, just sore in a couple places, I guess. Like I had a sore neck and a weird feeling in my stomach. But today I'm feeling a lot better, which is good. Yeah, so I've been doing some, not really work, but it's working on my own little personal side projects. Let's talk to Hugh. That huge machine in Tom Nook's shop talks. It talks! It says stuff like, your point balance is, and thank you very much. Who's the unlucky slob they stuck inside that thing? It's like the guy they put inside R2-D2. That's real. In the early Star Wars movies, R2-D2 was piloted by a guy by a tiny little man living inside of him. Which sounds ridiculous and made up, but it's true. Yeah, I guess I'll talk about the thing I've been working on, because, I might as well. I want to make a remake of the, I think, 1993 video game, Pack Attack, which is a Pac-Man, basically a Pac-Man version of Tetris. It's not exactly like Tetris, like it has its own rules, but functionally, yeah, it's like Tetris. And yeah, so today I was working on some asset-related stuff. I've never really made games before, so I'm kind of all figuring this out as I go along. And I figure it's a pretty easy thing to try and do, but I'm hoping it ends up looking alright. I've already got it. I've only really done visuals so far. I haven't really done any of the actual coding stuff yet because I don't know how to do that in comparison to making art, which I'm a bit more familiar with. I have an urgent request. I need you to deliver this letter to Peewee. Don't worry, there's nothing scandalous in there. It's just an urgent matter. If you could do it in the next 10 minutes, that'd be great. Alright. Oh yeah, I want to see, hopefully, I want to actually check. Let's go outside. So Bree's moved out, which means the floor's open for someone to move in, but I'm concerned that slot's going to get filled by someone from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope, 7. Okay, so that means the next person who moves in will be completely new, not someone from Rolfton. Because that's what happened last time, and that's why Poncho is here now, because he moved out of Rolfton and now lives here, because yeah. But yeah, I'll talk about that little remake idea. So yeah, it's, working at it, a bit. I've got, a lot of ideas of stuff that I want to do, because, I want to, remake pretty much everything, which would involve learning music to remake the music, obviously visuals, which I'm already doing, and I guess, well, obviously remaking the actual gameplay itself. And then, yeah, also adding in extra stuff that I think would be cool. But I kind of want to do it step by step and not think about the bigger picture at the moment. Whoa, you're seriously telling me Cube sent me this letter? And you delivered it to me by hand? Can't say I saw this one coming. Well, then I guess the only thing left to do is read it. Well, that animal's not going to be winning any spelling bees anytime soon. Here, humbug, I guess I can show it to you. To my friend Peewee. I'm writing you a response right away. I'm good, huh? You'll come see me again tomorrow, right? Yay! I'm sad now. Cube. Cube and me go way back. Some things just go without saying. Just tell that animal I appreciate it, humbug. I like Peewee's catchphrase is good. You know, Christmas time's coming up. By that I mean, well, it isn't October anymore, which basically qualifies it to be legally Christmas. And by legally, I mean according to every... I don't know, I saw a store near me start putting up Christmas, like, items in, like, it's probably, like, September. It's crazy. It's like almost half the whole year is just dedicated to Christmas. Pompom. Oh, Disco S, you rule. Was that too unoriginal? You know, Yay Day's coming up soon, right? I need to practice dishing out some compliments. Ooh, Yay Day. I always like Yay Day. It's a fun little time to, think of compliments. It's a unique idea. I think we should have Yay Day in real life, though. Ooh. Pear. Oh, I want this. I just realized that it's close to 11, so I should go to the stores before they close. Yeah, but my idea for remaking a game, like, obviously it's... Like, I've thought of my own ideas for making, my own original games. And I've got ideas, but I just feel like this is such an easier, like, jumping off point. And I think it'll make me a lot more motivated because the, I guess, end will be a lot more visible just from the basis of it being, like, you know, from the basis of it being, like, something where I can see how much of the original that I've already recreated. Like, I don't have to think up gameplay or stuff like that, and, like, you know, how things work, because I just have to make it, you know? So there's no, I guess, game design concerns, which makes it a bit easier. Plus, it's just a game that I want to see remade, because I think I really like Pack Attack. If you haven't played it, which you probably haven't, the Pac-Man Museum Plus is, like, the most recent Pac-Man compilation game, and that has Pack Attack in it. I think you have it by default. Otherwise, it's really the easiest way to play it, really. I don't think there's any other easy ways. But yeah, I recommend it, at least. It's, like, probably my favorite, Tetris-style game. I guess, like, what, puzzle? It's not really a puzzle game. That's what they say those games are, that they're puzzle games, but... I don't know. I kind of view them... They're sort of, like... They're arcade, like, I don't know, tile drop games? I don't know what you call them. But yeah, of those games, which you know what I'm talking about, then I would say Pack Attack's my favorite. And yeah, I'm very excited to remake it. And I even looked, like, I've not seen anyone else remake it, at least to what I've seen. It's a weird game, because Pac-Man's kind of a weird franchise in general, because it's both obviously incredibly popular, because it's, you know, one of the first games that, like, really became super successful. I mean, Pac-Mania, it's a thing for a reason, right? But then at the same time, it's, like, it has a lot of stuff that's just, like, really niche in it, and it's so weird that dynamic between those things. Like, the Pac-Man series has, like, and I'm not a big fan of this term, but lost media. The Pac-Man series has a decent amount of it, which you probably wouldn't expect from a series that you would expect to be as, you know, popular, or at least is as, you know, well-known. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, I guess it's a thing where, realistically, if you ask most people, then Pac-Man is just a single game. It's even though most people know that it's a series, but, like, most people's main identification of Pac-Man is as one game, like the original game, Pac-Man. Whereas, you know, like Mario, sure, a lot of people are gonna just think of, you know, Super Mario Bros., but there's a lot more to it. Like, people think of, like, Mario Kart and just other Mario games in general. It's sort of a thing where Pac-Man, the game, is popular, but Pac-Man as a series is, like, It's kind of weird. I don't know. It's not like I'm not. It's not like this is like an obscure indie franchise, but it's. I guess what I'm saying is it's like less. Well, it's more obscure than you would think in certain places. Is what I'm trying to get at. Hey yo, S-Dog, you do a favor for your bud, right? Think you could go deliver something to Hugh's? Yeah, I could definitely do that. It might take me a second, but I'll, and by might take me a second, I literally mean it'll take me a second, because Hugh's right here. I love it when that happens. But yeah, alright, what was it even? Yeah, Pac-Man, yeah, I find Pac-Man to be a weird series in that respect. Say hi to Genji, sure, I'll go back to him right here. But yeah, like, obviously, you know, I'm not trying to get that Pac-Man is, like, niche. Let's see, hold your hand out, 5-10 bells, nice. But yeah, like, there's a ton of just, you know, games in the Pac-Man series that, or just characters, or just anything that you did tell someone about and they wouldn't, like, most people are like, oh yeah, there's 4 ghosts in Pac-Man, and like, if you were to ask, you know, are there any more? Most people would say no, there's just the 4, which isn't true. There's like, there's, let's see, how many can I think of? In Pac-Mania, they introduced, there was, well, Sue. Sue is a purple ghost, and they also have, I think it's, I don't remember, there's like Funky, I think. Funky is a green ghost. Pac-Man Arrangement, there's Kinky, which, okay, that's a yellow ghost, so it's sort of like Pac-Man colored. And then, yeah, there's been a couple of, like, miscellaneous ones, or, like, ones that are actual characters. Like, there's one called Orville, I think is his name, who I think he's, like, originally a villain and then becomes Pac-Man's friend at some point. And I think he's from the Pac-Man World games. So, you know, there's just random, there's, like, yeah, so that's an example of a thing where, like, if you ask, most people would say, yeah, there's 4 Pac-Man ghosts, but nope, there's way more. Yo, S-Monkey, thanks for saving my bacon back there. I thought my ab-crunching days were totally over. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a present for hooking me up so nice. So, Poncho calls me S-Monkey. I think that's kept from when he used to live here. Because, yeah, that's weird, right? Because when he moved here, like, most recently, he spoke as if I first met him in Rolfton, when the truth is I first met him here. But then he's kept his nickname for me that he's had since he was living here originally. That's weird. Yeah, so Pack Attack is like, as I was saying, like, it's probably not niche. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much it would have sold. I think one of the things is, like, if you look at something like oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that. If you look at, like, Mario and Sonic, as an example, you know, 2 different franchises, they both have that, like, different qualities to them, where, like, Mario is very, you know, they're both kid-friendly, but Mario is a lot more focused on being that sort of family-friendly kind of, you know, maybe not necessarily role model, but, you know, it's wholesome, it's that idea, whereas Sonic has that, you know, attitude and is cool. And for Pac-Man, it's kind of weird because, like, whether he's meant to be cute or cool has kind of gone back and forth, like, multiple times, so he has a kind of a weird identity, and just the series in general does, like, I don't know, because, you know, even in Pac-Man's conception, one of the main ideas was, you know, Pac-Man he's gonna be this character that can appeal to both men and women, because the idea back then was, you know, a lot of games were mostly favoring men as opposed to women, and so Pac-Man was meant to be this, like, cute character that would appeal to, you know, everyone, basically. But then there's also sort of been times where it's like he's, like, cool, like, I don't know, like, the TV show from the most recent one from, like, the 2010s, he's, like, you know, he's going to Pac middle school or high school or whatever, so he's, like, meant to be a cool teenager, and so, like, you know, they've done those sorts of shifts over time, but they've just sort of flip-flopped them on them so many times that it's kind of hard to discern what Pac-Man is even supposed to be. I think that's one of the main things. Because, I don't know, I think that the thing is nowadays, one of Pac-Man's main series identity gimmicks is that he's, like, old, which is kind of weird, but, like, just the idea, like, oh yeah, he is, you know, it's a retro game, and so the whole series identity basically boils down to, yeah, Pac-Man is old. Not that, obviously, you know, in universe, the character himself is a pretty ambiguous age, like, generally he's portrayed as, like, middle-aged, considering he's, like a father, so yeah, he's around middle-aged, but, like, as in, you know, everything, when everything aesthetically in Pac-Man nowadays is very, like, all centers around, you know, remembering the 80s, basically, remembering old, which is kind of weird, because, you know, Mario does that a lot, and, you know, a lot of legacy franchises like that have been around for a while will, you know, draw back to their origins and, like, have little references here and there, but Pac-Man's in a different position where that's, like, the default for representation. Like, if they're doing you know, if you're doing merch for Pac-Man, if you're doing any sort of thing, like anything, the default, like, way to represent Pac-Man is gonna be, you know, through sprites, not through, like, modern promotional art. At least, I think most people would assume would default to that. Maybe, you know, obviously the series creators are probably going to differ for I don't know. I think it depends. Oh, hi, Disco S. Listen, I've got some stuff I wanted to get rid of. It's nothing much, just a wrap shop, but it's in good shape. So what do you say? Want to buy it for 290 bells? Sure. Awesome, it's a deal. Wait, I don't want to do that. Why did I do that? I wasn't even paying attention. That's 290 bells on the nose. Nice doing business, Fifi. Sure. I wasn't even paying attention. I was thinking about Pac-Man. I think I've talked about Pac-Man and liking Pac-Man before. I mean, it's definitely a weird series, I think. Like I say, with the popularity thing, where it's kind of hard to discern how popular Pac-Man is, or what he even is as a franchise, and all this stuff. But I like Pac-Man. I like the actual base game of Pac-Man, like the arcade game. It's a fun time. It's very difficult though, unless once you start learning, like, the algorithms, the patterns. I don't know why I defaulted to algorithms. I meant, yeah, patterns. Yeah, once you start learning those, it gets a lot more, a bit easier, and you can start to develop a knack for it, but otherwise it's still pretty difficult, I'd say. Yeah, that's, I guess, gonna be it for today. I guess I didn't intend to spend the entire time talking about Pac-Man, but I guess that's just how it goes sometimes.